database that can handle structured and unstructured data in a cloud-optimized platform. So let's talk about why that matters. First of all, data is growing very fast. As David mentioned, you guys all know that story. I think that the data is getting bigger, and it's coming from a wide variety of sources. Web servers, point-of-sale data, mobile devices, all these sensors, structured and unstructured data. You want to perform analytics on that data to extract some value, a value that's going to improve your business and eventually impact your bottom line. So you need a new analytical database system to handle this generation of data. And it needs to be something that's, first of all, scalable, something that can handle structured and unstructured data in one platform, and also something that can run in a cloud computing environment that's optimized for the chaotic fluctuations of the cloud. So what are your options today? Option one is to continue to buy more and more expensive servers. And these may be data warehousing appliances that cost millions of dollars today. The benefit, of course, is they support SQL. They tie into your BI tools that you have already invested in and that your business analysts are used to using, but they don't scale very well. To scale, you simply buy more and more of them, and there's performance disadvantages and also cost disadvantages to doing that. You also can't work with unstructured data in these platforms, and they also don't run very well in the cloud. Option two is to use Hadoop. Now, Hadoop is great at dealing with unstructured data. It runs really well in a cloud computing environment, and it's infinitely scalable. Yahoo has something like 4,000 machines and 14 petabytes of data working with Hadoop. The downside to Hadoop is it's missing a few pieces to really make it a suitable data warehousing alternative. It doesn't have a great SQL interface that supports all of SQL and allows you to tie into those BI tools, and it's also not very efficient when dealing with structured data. So if you're trying to use Hadoop for those traditional data warehousing activities, the performance is going to be much lower than those data warehousing appliances. So what we've done is essentially merge these two technologies together. We've taken Hadoop, we've added a full SQL support to it so that you can tie in your business intelligence tools and run ad hoc SQL queries, and we've improved the performance so it's about 10 to 50 times faster than Hadoop with Hive, Hive being the SQL interface that people would use today with Hadoop. So today, we think that Hadapt actually makes Hadoop a suitable data warehousing alternative. We work with any Hadoop distribution. It could be Cloudera, IBM, Apache, and several others that seem to be in the pipeline. We integrate with those, and again, we provide this better SQL interface and improved performance. So I was thinking about a use case today to discuss. I know that ESPN was in the audience. We're based in Connecticut right now. One of the interesting things I find about Connecticut is where is the line between the Red Sox fans and the Yankees fans? And I thought, maybe somebody at ESPN.com, perhaps selling advertising, would want to understand who lives where, so that maybe they can offer more targeted advertising to their advertisers, so that their advertisers could actually sell or present ads that are relevant to those specific groups. So how would they do that? Well, they have already all the weblog data, so they understand all the IP addresses, and they could do geolocation, but there's no clear line here as to what's Red Sox and what's Yankees. So I think what would be interesting is if they used Hadapt to read through the unstructured data, all the articles that they've written, all the content that they've provided, and the comments they contributed, to try to understand, are these Red Sox articles or Yankees articles, and then correlate that to the actual weblog data. So you could understand very specifically who's who and market to them effectively. Big picture is really we're trying to turn Hadoop into the enterprise data warehouse of the future. And today, it's very focused on unstructured data, and it's used by a highly technical audience, people that know how to write a MapReduce job. We're trying to expand that to people who know how to write SQL, but don't know how to write a MapReduce job, or maybe don't even know SQL, but at least know how to use a business intelligence tool. We're also trying to increase the performance of Hadoop so that you can now have a suitable alternative that exhibits the same level of performance that you're used to out of a data warehouse when dealing with structured data. The team, Hadapt was actually spun out of the Yale Computer Science Department based on research by Professor Daniel Abadi here in the middle and Kamil Baida-Pawlikowski at the end. Daniel is a professor in the Computer Science Department at Yale. Prior to coming to Yale, he got his PhD at MIT working under Mike Stonebreaker, where his PhD dissertation actually led to the founding of Vertica. So very smart young researcher with a whole bunch of great ideas. With that, happy to take any questions. I will simply say that if you are using Hadoop and Hive today and you're interested in participating in our private beta later this summer, we'd love to talk to you. Thanks a lot.
Right on time. Charlie, you look like you're ready to ask a question. So.
Yeah, you talked about the performance improvement over Hadoop and Hive.
Yeah.
How does it compare to a traditional data warehouse in a relational?
Great question. So it's actually comparable. Now, one of the interesting things about our architecture is we can plug in any relational storage engine into our system. So if you use something like Postgres, you'll go as fast as typical row store data warehouses. If you plug in a column store, you can actually go as fast as something like Vertica, a column store parallel database.